Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, The Vibes Inside. I am Mariana and I'm here to do a Celtic Cross reading, which is also a long time ago I've done that. So maybe you've recently seen I put up a pick a card reading, which is also a long time ago I've done this. So a Celtic Cross is on for today. It's not about a specific zodiac. It's if the story resonates, then it's for you, and if not, then you just throw it out, of course. If you do like it, please give me a thumbs up, right? Or subscribe to my channel. But let's get on with it. So I feel like the first card out, the center card of the reading, is the Judgment card I have here for you. Judgment card always comes across for me as, first of all, it's a major arcana. So here we hear the tune of something. We hear the call. We hear the bells of something, right? Something has become apparent and it's big here, like it's big in your awareness. We see how these small, you could say, individuals are kind of jumping and running around here, right? But this comes across like mighty in comparison with these. Well, I see this usually as the calling of something higher, like the big call of God or something, like that you hear the call of something and you are just one of these here. Like something has that big of a presence for you somehow. And you are hearing this call, and it's like it's calling you forward to step into some kind of action. We could say that, well, in God's eyes, I believe that we are all somehow in service of God's will. Maybe we don't know it like that, or maybe we don't believe in it. But I believe that if you are a hairdresser, it's because you have those qualities. This is a way where you serve the community. If you are a social worker, it's probably because you have some of these qualities. You can serve the community in that way. Maybe you're not a religious at all, but it's like having a passion. It's like knowing what you want to do with your life. It's like you have that calling towards wanting to help or serve or do something, right, in some way. This is the center card, so this is it's important. It's like that could be what's on your mind right now, that you feel that that's something you're called towards doing. Something you're called towards doing here. So it's clarified, you could say, with what is consciously in your mind at the moment. Together with this card here, I have the Five of Swords. Well, the Five of Swords, usually for me, it's a card of dealing with betrayal, dealing with backstabbing, lies, and something like that. Today it comes across a little bit different. It's like he's holding four swords here. The Four of Swords is usually a card of healing. It's almost like and the Four of Swords comes after Three of Swords, which is a heartbreak or a collapse of some sense. But it's like he has collected these four here, and he's holding on to them while he's still walking with one. So it's like he wants to go into the battle while he's still holding on to maybe old stories. Maybe he's not quite aware of it, like how much he's holding on to it, right? It would be better if he had just one sword, then he would have one arm free here, and he wouldn't be carrying these swords with him here. It's like he wants to go into battle, he wants to be in service, or he wants to help in some way and battle something, battle something that is unfair. As I said, the Five of Swords can talk about lies and betrayal, feeling backstabbed. It is an environment, when you look here, it looks kind of deserted, like it has like a battlefield, like he's walking around in a battlefield, collecting, you could say, the swords here of soldiers that have died, and taking these swords with him, right? Like he has a memory of people who have battled for a long time, and he may be one of them. It's like he's taking the swords of his comrades with him, and he's carrying those stories, he's carrying the death stories of his comrades with him while he is still fighting here. So he holds on to old stories that probably definitely bring sadness with them. And he's still wanting to fight all the unfairness, all the, you could say, the people that he has lost here. There could be sense of guilt, grieving, things like that here as well. It is a swords card, so it has to do with your mind, the way you think, the way you perceive the world, the way you speak, your identity also. That you have it could be a martyr, like a martyr or savior idea, right? That you feel called to do something about the unfairness in the world, the mistreating of your comrades, or your you could say people that are like you, those that you feel closely related to, or you have a lot in common with, that you feel that they have somehow been mistreated or something here. That is kind of in your awareness, together with the calling here, that you feel called to, like get out of your chair and take some kind of action. But this action doesn't necessarily come from the best place, I feel like. Five of Swords is 5 cards are not necessarily the best, the best energy. This can be also talks about, it can also, like talk about that you want to do something, but maybe you haven't researched the theme you are fighting for, the things you want to stand up for here. Maybe you haven't researched it well enough. Like maybe the unfairness you feel, maybe it's like you need to know a little bit more here. So this is like, you could say, if you resonate with some of this, that you're fighting a cause here where you are, you're fighting it because you have these stories that you're holding on to here. This can be your own stories. It can be stories from people you care about, right? That you hold on to certain stories, and because you hold on to them, you have raised your sword to fight, right, against some kind of unfairness, because you hold on to these foe here, that actually maybe they're not even yours, maybe they are yours, and if so, it definitely comes with like a feeling of being backstabbed or mistreated or something like that. In your subconscious mind, I have the 8 of Pentacles. This is a card where you could say, 8 of Pentacles talks about working, getting to work, doing the work, doing some kind of work here. It can be a feeling that you are coming into success, that wanting to have success with something, being successful or being seen as successful while you are, battling something here. So you hear the calling of that you want to step into action about something. You want to fight something, but there's this holding on to storage. So when I see that card, like that combination, it's like fighting a cause that maybe need a little more research. Is it really your fight? Like, are you fighting on your own behalf, or are you fighting on the behalf of many? And if you're doing so, do you know all the facts of something here, right? In this area, we can even have self-betrayal. Like it's like you don't know the full story of something here. But at the same time, it's like you want to get to work, you want to do something and see the Eight of Pentacles can talk about seeing the result of your labor. Like what you are investing in here, you really want to get something out of it. You want a result, you want a pay or a success or status or some kind of reward, or the feeling that you are successful somehow here. So you want to get to work, you want to be it could be even a bit like this is always something about seeing the result, feeling that you have success, feeling that it's worth the while. You have invested wisely. You have been working on something diligently, and now you're seeing the result of it. Now there is maybe a physical or tangible result. It could be something like, what you are doing here and the higher calling perhaps that you feel should be something that goes into the history books, like that it's really worth it. I just have the feeling that with this card, it's like, again, that like there's something that you're not seeing. And there's this like desert-like battlefield behind you, a dryness that kind of indicates that the thoughts that you have here, they come from a very dried out place, not a very fertile, rich place. It could be a place of lack and scarcity and poverty and not feeling good enough, not feeling exactly. And that could also be the higher calling, that you want people, yourself and others you care about, to get out of this. Like you want to leave this. You want to leave this battlefield behind. You carry these stories and you want to like go into a new, wanting to speak a new story here. It's just like the starting point is difficult when you stand in Five of Swords. It's like it's a low vibrational energy to start in, especially if you feel like you want to like save the world here or get people out of poverty consciousness. It's because here you don't really have good resources. Like Five of Swords is a lack card. It's a card of it's a card that is restricting you in some way. Again, I feel like there's some kind of research that needs to be done. You don't have all the facts. You don't know everything. Like you wanna fight for a cause here, and a cause worthwhile that really gets you like moving. It should be something where you could maybe earn money here or something. That we should get to work. Like these two go well together actually. It's like hear the call and your subconscious is telling you to get to work. Like let's put the seeds in. Let's have a result of something here. Let's get something moving. So these go well together. It's just how you go about it, right? How you go about it. In the past, you would have chosen maybe a rather like pushing forward energy here. This is the King of Wands. The King of Wands goes for what it is that he wants, and he will do it by all means. This could be using all his power without really looking at whether people would get hurt or something. Like, this is the way he would normally go by stuff. So this could have been your attempt in the past. It could be a person in your past that had some kind of influence on you and how you made your decision. Maybe he is one of the reasons why you feel so dried out here, or why you feel like your starting point is dried out. That could also be what this is, that you hear the call to do something, to step up, to change your life, to do differently, but you feel like your starting point is kind of dried out. Maybe you have been dealing with someone like this, and they it's a king here. So they were maybe in power, maybe they had a lot of dominance perhaps here. Fire can be quite dominant. When it shows itself, it's not easy to overlook it. Like if there is a fire forest, you can't just kind of not see it, right? There's smoke everywhere and flames and everything. You can't really not see it. If there's fireworks going on, it's like you can't really just, well, you could turn your head away, but you will hear it and you will know it's present. There's a sense of drama, maybe chaos or light, flame light here, that comes with an energy like this. And they could have been dominant, like maybe they had a lot of temper or anger, or maybe they were funny, like they had a lot of go-getter and fun energy here. And you had your intention on this. But it's in the past. This is a past card. So it's in the past, meaning that they are not there anymore. Maybe it was you in the past. Maybe you were this king. But now you see yourself like being more drained, or again, like the stories you hold on to, they are not... You need more information here, I want to say. There's something you don't know or you haven't been aware about. The starting point for wanting to, like hear the call here and like step up and do something is, well, we have to start where we are then, right? But the Five of Swords is just a card that indicates that you may need more information, that there's something you're overlooking here. The next, you could say the immediate future that is coming in is inviting you into I want to say maybe a period of time where you are called to go within. Like I have these two cards here that are kind of telling me, this is usually what I call the happy single card. The Nine of Pentacles, the Hanged Man here, talks about also going within, looking for the like questions, answers. He hangs himself here deliberately so that he's not derailed with other kinds of actions or demands from the outside world. He puts himself in this position because there's something off and he wants to find the answer to it. So first of all, you could experience a period of time where you feel being alone, finding maybe a sense of pleasure by being alone. Usually this one is doing, like they are engaging in stuff and environments and situations that they really like they are enjoying themselves on their own. So with hobbies, or here she has a bird, right? She could be speaking to, well, animals or spirit. Maybe she has like she walks in the forest or something, and she likes that. She likes the garden. She is alone here. And usually when people are called to like a spiritual journey here, they are often called into solitude for a reason. There's something you need to figure out here. And with the Hangman card, maybe there's something you also have figured out, that there are things you don't know. I feel that that this is like he comes across again like he is walking this dried place where there's no fertility here. It's like he's in a place that doesn't serve him at all. Like why is he here? He's fighting some kind of fight, but it's almost like he's looking and kind of just, why, how did I got here? How did I get here? And maybe you need to step out for a minute to figure out if this is not worth it here. Like the things you are doing, that you suddenly realize you're in a very dry place, that there's nothing here that really serves you. That is probably also why you are hearing a call here, that you're fighting for something that is not fertile for you at all. But you may still be standing here like, but this is the only thing I know. I don't know what else to do. What am I supposed to do now? So I feel like Spirit is calling you into like, leave this situation behind and do something that is much more colorful, much more rich. Figure out things, even though you don't know what it is yet. You have to just try one step at a time to see where do you feel more balanced and maybe fertile. Fertile in the way that it's nurturing, like it gives you something. It rejuvenates your batteries. It gives you more energy. It's not draining your energy, right? So 9 of Pentacles will be the card that comes after the 8 of Pentacles here. So your subconscious has already been leading you in a direction, right? You have just not known what that meant here. You have been in your mind space here, and you haven't been perhaps figuring out exactly what it means. You're being invited to take a closer look at what 9 of Pentacles would be for you here. But 9 of Pentacles is a card that is more prosperous. It's more abundant. It's happier. Even though she's single here, she's actually quite content and happy. That's what the 9 of Pentacles talks about. It's a place where you are engaging with things or stuff or people, or maybe like animals here. But it's reviving you. Like it's giving you like a healing, a sense of revitalizing here. And in that process, while you walk in this solitude here, we can have an experience where the Hangman is now presenting himself. The Hangman is in the house position or home position. So it seems a little bit like when you are during daylight, you may go for walks, you may be outside, you may engaging with things that you like here. But when you are at home, you could find yourself sitting here and feeling a bit trapped almost, it feels like. I know I said that he puts himself here. But it feels a little bit tough here. And I think it's because What else is here at the moment that you are engaging with when you are home? Here is the Three of Swords. So the Three of Swords is a card of, well, we could say it's heartbreak, but not necessarily only heartbreak. But it's definitely a tougher, harder, you could say, feeling that comes up when you are at home. Like in your home space, there is, well, it can be you here, but it could also be, let's say, if you live with someone, like that this could be what they are going through something here. So this can be your own situation, but it could also be someone else in your home. It can be like someone who is tied up here. Let's say you have a person in your life that is tied up. Maybe they're literally tied to the bed. They are ill or something. They can't move. They can't do what you do here. They can't take a walk in the garden. They can't do that. They are somehow struggling with something, or they are depressive. They don't want to go outside. They may be dealing with let's say, social anxiety or something. They are inside in the house. That just feels like it's where they feel tied up. This could actually also be you, right? That the only place you feel free, where you can breathe freely and where you are actually relaxing, is when you are outdoors, or when you meet people, when you are out and about. And when you get home, it's like, maybe, the shores of home is killing you here, like it's really draining you. You feel like if you are in the house, you may, or in the home, you may feel like maybe it's a memory here about someone. Let's say you have a home that you shared with someone, maybe this one here. And they are no longer there. So when you get home, you see the furniture you picked out together. You see the picture he chose. You even have maybe some of his belongings. So when you get home, it's like all the memories come back. All the memories of a loss here, or a breakup, a heartbreak. And it means that every time you are at home, it's like it's difficult to relax and have a good time here, where here you are more happy here when you are out and about, and maybe you're visiting friends or something here. Maybe you are engaging in some kind of hobby. But when you get home and it gets dark and you sit there, or you lay alone in your bed, now you actually feel the heartbreak here of something. There's something you that is filling up your, you could say, your some of your energy goes to this. You may feel that you get energy from walking in the sun, but you also lose it from some of the memories that come when you are back home. And I think that this is part of the problem that you have here, that you are carrying the story of these Three of Swords with you here. And then there's another one, and the sword you still try to fight with here. So there's this story. Then there's another sword story that you're carrying, and then there's the one that you are holding in your hands. It feels like stories can fill up our mind to the point that they dictate what we are doing, how we are behaving, what we are saying. You know that if people sit in grief at home, that's what I feel like this could be, like sadness and sorrow and grief, right? It's like when you are at home, you can't really be free and relaxed because there is something here. This can be another person, right? That is influencing your life when you are at home. It's like you feel maybe drained there somehow. The home should be a place of rejuvenation, a place of having a good time or leisure time. It should be a place where you could just enjoy yourself. Here it seems a little bit like you feel easily drained into like looking for certain answers, becoming a detective, looking for solutions or something, how to about this, I want to say. We see how the swords are piercing through the heart here. That's why it's so terrible. That's why it's so heavy and harsh and difficult here. Yes, it's like the home, your home is carrying I don't know if it feels like your home is or in the home, like the space, the walls, and like the memories of something, that something has happened or is happening when you are inside the rooms. Because it's like he gets all tied up here. Now it's like he hangs and can't really get himself out here. So it makes it difficult for you to have a new beginning, even though you hear a calling towards something, even though you feel a calling to somehow do something in your life. It's difficult because you're still carrying with you some kind of energy that is I feel like it's draining you, and you're not seeing clearly, like the fight you wanna, or the things you wanna fight for. It doesn't come from a clear mind space. Again, it feels like it's mudded with old experiences here, or like pre-assumptions, or and it's interesting how your subconscious wants to sit down here and actually get to work and really get something beautiful that actually yields results. And he sits inside. But you feel the most like relaxed and rejuvenated when you are actually outside your house, when you are out and about, when you are, like entertaining yourself somehow. And then it's almost like in the house space at home. Again, it could be a person here, right, who is dealing with something very heavy. And that could also be why you stand like this, that the swords you are carrying here are not really yours, right? They belong to another person. They belong to a story, or they belong to you, but then you haven't dealt with them yet. Like they are still active. They still whisper in your ear, and every time they do that, it has an effect on what you're doing. Like how you can fight here is now determined of the stories here. If you had a heartbreak once like this here, what this indicates, it's difficult to stand up for yourself and fight here, because you're wounded, right? You don't have your full strength. It's not fertile, as I said. The environment, the place you're trying to draw energy from to raise your sword and defend yourself is highly wounded, and it hasn't been dealt with. So having these, and that could also be why you have a single card here. It's because you can't take someone into your life again, right? That at home, and home is usually where you could say, if you have if you have a boyfriend, or you start out as a couple, maybe you move in together and now you're sharing your home with someone, but you have bad experiences with this, and therefore you don't want that, right? You want this instead, because this is what gives you the most happiness. But still, though, at night you may still be, like very miserable here about the memories you have. You're looking at the empty bed next to you when you go to bed, right? And you have the memories of this. They are still active. They are still, and they're keeping you single here. Even though you may really wanna, you may really want to do something about something here. You may hear the call that you're supposed to change something, or but it's just, I even want to read this as like there is one call here, or one tune, or one sound that overrides all the other. Right? We could even say this is a story. Like there is one story that overrides all other stories in your life. That's why it's so big here. And it could be the story of this, right? That this is the story that overrides everything in your world here. This is the story. This is the one that you hear loudest, right? And it's the story that says no to relationships, because I could get hurt again, right? I could get hurt again. So this is the loudest story. This is the one of the swords that speaks loudest here. And it's the one that keeps you single. And it's in your awareness. Maybe you know about this. Like maybe you know that there is one story that is bigger than the other. And it's kind of ruling my day. It rules my decision. It rules why I'm single. It comes up at night when I'm at home by myself. I sit with this. Somehow I hope that I could release it, right? And that could be why comes up as a center card. Like this is the biggest story. Like that is the biggest sound or noise, or you could say, like it's the story with the biggest headline of your mind. It controls, like the loudest speaker here. It speaks loudest, this one. And it's draining. It's draining for you to listen to it. And the decisions that you make, the way you like move forward in life, it has a sense of dryness to it, because the stories you hold on to here, and the loudest one is keeping you from fertile ground, you could say. It's keeping you from engaging in, and well, fertile, I don't know. Fertile for me is, well, it's abundant, it's blossoming, it's cornucopia, it has everything. Everything is available. But there could be something about children here also. There could be something about actually wanting a family, right? Like wanting a family. Or, like, it's a bird, right? But, like a child or someone you can care about, right? Wanting that, but at the same time fearing to, getting yourself involved again in like a committed relationship, because you're wearing you're wearing this, you still have this. Or someone who is in your home has this, like they're still going through something terrible here, some terrible feelings of loss or grief, or again, it could be that you lost someone here who was like really like a king here, a sense of someone who was maybe they were fun, maybe they were like really, like fire energy can be fun and exhilarating and flashy, right? It could be someone you were very attracted to. Someone who brings a lot of activity and dynamics and like a big inspirator, a big motivator. The fire energy is go-getter energy. It's personal power. Like it's the center of personal power here. It could be that maybe you burned yourself with a person like that, right? And that this would usually be one you got attracted to in the past. It is a past card here. But it could also be someone you got burned by here, and you it hurt you here. Or you lost them and you're grieving here, right? That you're grieving. That's also why you have a hanged man position in your home. Like you're not, I feel like you're just staying at home. You're not dating. Like you're not, like it's a rather tied up situation. It's not moving because there's perhaps grief here or a feeling of heartbreak. Like fears perhaps. You don't dare, it has been too much already. So getting engaged again with someone, getting committed is difficult, right? It's like you can't seem to it's like the news story there that kind of shouts over everyone else is. And I even want to say, and I will show you why in a minute here, it's like someone speaks louder to you than anyone else. And they stand with wings here, and somehow I have the feeling they could be maybe they are not in this world anymore, but they still speak the loudest tune, right? Does that make sense? Like you are... I will show you why I have this feeling. But I get a feeling of a stagnant home situation. Like there's no dating, there's no... you stay at home primarily. Or you are... yeah, I don't think there is no feeling of wanting to date. There is no feeling of wanting to go out there and try again, because this has already been broken, and you still walk around with this, you could say, problem, or this wounding. And everywhere you go, the story is with you here. And it means even though you could actually stand in front of a person that is quite a nice person, the stories here are still preventing you from engaging somehow. You hope... I have the hopes and fears cards here. You hope you would be able to, a bit like this, right? That you can have a prosperous, good life alone, perhaps here. Single. Queen of Pentacles is someone who can take care of themselves. They have maybe their own business. They're quite a catch. She still has someone with her here, right? As this card has. It's like these two, they are kind of a bit similar cards to me, but the Queen is definitely more successful, right? Here you are outside, here she's inside, she's in her home. So it suggests to me something about being maybe happy on her own, the ability to take care of herself on her own. Queen of Pentacles can have her own company, earn her own money. Quite successful, quite a catch actually. And still with, something here. But it's like, having a pet here is not the same as having a committed relationship, right? This is different. She is in charge and this one is following her somehow, right? As is this card. The bird is not the same as having a boyfriend, right? It's different. So here we have two cards here, where one card is suggesting a sense of success on her own. And I want to say, this is where she has committed to this. Not necessarily out of heartbreak anymore, but because she knows this is the right thing for her. That she can't seem to go out and find another lover or another... It's like there is someone who speaks louder than anyone else. And that one may have been lost and she has no desire. That's why she's not dating here and doing anything. She stays at home because she decides that I want to make the best out of my life here, but I'm doing it in my way. So this is one way, like hoping to being able to deal with herself alone, perhaps here. Yeah, I get a feeling of someone, like someone you have lost someone, like that you could have lost someone here, and they speak loudest. Like their voice, their presence, again, and they could have a big voice here. Like this could be Leo energy here. Like they have the loudest touch, the loudest, and not in a bad way. This is because they were important to you. Like you let them be the loudest here because they were important to you, right? And somehow I get, it's like choosing to be single on purpose, because there is no one else that can speak to me as loudly as this one. Perhaps a fire sign here from the past, right? Like there is no other. Like there is only that one. I'm still hearing his voice in my head, right? I'm still talking to him. There are other men here, perhaps, right? There are other men, but nobody speaks as loudly as he does. And therefore, I choose to be single here. I choose to surround myself with what I like to have here, but not another man, because the story of this one is still loudest. I want to be able to take care of myself here. I get my own business or my own income. I live an abundant life like this because I choose to, right? I choose to take the 9 of Pentacles to the next level and be the Queen of Pentacles here. Right? She's on her way to the Empress state where she knows who she is and what she wants. It's not because she's necessarily heartbroken anymore. It's because she chooses to. The story, like the story of someone here, the memory of someone speaks louder than any other words. And there will never be anyone who can compare with this one. Right? No, someone speaks louder than anyone else. So the hope can be that I could sit in this, that I can sit and actually become peaceful. Like I can find my peace in the choice that I've made. Like that I am still devoted to someone here. Even though they may not still be in my life, even though they died and it hurt me very much. Even though I'm trying to figure out how to get on with my life, they still speak loudest, right? This could be this one. They still speak loudest to your heart, to everything, right? They speak loudest, and this is where you're hoping that you will find peace in a life like this, knowing that you have just gotten to a point where you are settled, like you have settled in the fact that this is how it is for me. Maybe not for others, but for me this is how it is, and I am choosing a lifestyle like this because this is what makes sense to me. What you are fearing, on the other hand, is that you somehow end up staying very defensive, that you never get to find the peace, that you get to stay defensive, like about your heart, right? That because of this you will never find peace. You will stay defensive. This is a card of fighting off problems, right? You fight off any kind of involvement. If people come too close to you, you're trying to fight them off by all means, right? That you can't let people come close to you, or you can't allow for change. That you will stay, feeling that you're tied in a situation where this is very prominent, that you stay defensive here in your ways, that you never get to settle, you never get to find your peace, you never get to it could also mean that you know that others come in here. We have 7 of Wands here. If you take the 6 here that are approaching you, The 6 would talk about success. So there could be an outside influence of wanting to have success with you, but you are fighting it off because nobody has the same effect here on you but this one. This one overshines everything, and you would rather be single and loyal to this than like trying with others here that try to come in and want to have some kind of success with you, trying to engage with you or something, and you still stand there and trying to fight it off. But you may be fearing here that this is what your life is going to be, right? That you hope that you can have your individual, again, look at the colors, right? The individual, fertile, good life here. Possibly alone, possibly maybe with, like pets or something, but not in an engaged, committed relationship, because you are already in one. Right? You are already in one. They may not be here anymore, but they speak louder than anything else. Like it's like a voice that, like, it fills up the entire cosmos for you, and therefore you cannot, others that come in here, it's like it can never ever compare, right? But you may be wondering or fearing if you are needing to defend yourself, if you need to constantly stand and defend yourself, and defend the choice you've made. Defend the choice you've made. And now I'm going to show you the card that tells the story here. Because the choice you're making, look at this card here. The choice you're making is that she is here in like a vibrant bodily color, but look at him, how transparent he is. It's like he is, I wouldn't say a ghost, but transparent in the sense that he's, well, he could be a being. He could be a dream. He could be a fantasy. He could be a memory here. He could be and that's what I feel like. He's like this one here that comes across as transparent, or maybe ghost-like, or he speaks louder to you than anyone else. This is the Lover's card, right? The Lover's card, and especially in this deck here, has this tune that he comes across as a sense of transparent being, and that could even be what we have here, right? That when people see you, they see a single woman with maybe a pet here, but I'm not, or that you are accompanied by something, but from other people's perspective, it just seems like nothing, like it's a bird or a butterfly or anything like that. But you are actually not alone. This looks like a single card, but in your terms, you're not alone. Like they are there with you, but other people may not perceive it like that, right? Again here, they are right there with you, but people may regard this as an illusion, or, like they just see it like like you can't have a relationship like that. Like it's, does it make sense? Like you have a statue in your living room of a peacock, but it's, for you, it's not a statue, right? For you, it is more, it's actually the one that you are engaging with here. But it's only something you can perceive. It's only because their voice, their way of being, I said it could be the feeling that you are hearing the call of the divine, that you are called to some kind of action. It could be that you are engaging with some kind of spiritual being, spirit, God, godlike entity here, right? But it's like it speaks louder than anything else. To the point that you stay out of dating. Maybe you are celibate. Maybe you are, like you engage in things that you like here. You want to still do that and become even more successful with this on your own here. But knowing that in physical human form, he is not available here. But he can be available in dreams, he can be available in sensations, in fantasies or something like that. And it seems a little bit like you would rather have this, than you want other suitors here to come in and try to engage with you. Like you're fearing that you need to, like really stand up for yourself and keep fighting people off your doorstep, right? But it's because, you are single, so what? Or in other people's eyes, you seem single, but actually you're not. You are taken here. You are in a relationship. It's just not what is regarded as a normal one. Like you hear him loud and clear, this one here. Like he is in your awareness always. Like he's always in your awareness. But it can be rather stressful if people constantly ask you, "Oh, you're still single, right? Well, we should make a blind date for you then. I know someone, right?" And you just kind of that this is feeling terrible, right? That you kind of need to like say no to others, right? You don't want to stand there and feeling that you need to defend yourself, right? That the choice you've made is your choice to make, and it's real. It's very real for you. Like it's right in your. It's like he's right there with you. He's right there with you, but nobody else can see him, right? This is. Others would say it's a product of your imagination. It's not real. It doesn't exist. It's or you're lost in the past, right? That this one is the one here that you lost at some point. Like literally, maybe they died. But it's like for you, they are not dying. They haven't died, or they are still like this. This is the loudest story for you. This is it's a story or a sound that it lights up your entire cosmos, and you know that no one else will be able to do that for me. Like they can't. Nobody else can take that space. Nobody else can do that. I would say that this is probably a love story that goes beyond realms and time and space here. Like the devotion, the level of devotion and feeling of commitment here. And this idea that nobody else can compare. Now I get Sinead Connor. What is this called? Sinead O'Connor. Is that what she's called? Nothing compares to you, right? It's like this is a connection that goes beyond like time, space, and realm. Like there's nobody that can come towards me that could ever override this one. Like that, there's nobody else that can step in and take this place for me. even if they are not alive in this realm anymore, even if they, and that's why like the loss of someone here is like, yeah, I feel like not dating, not engaging, not even speak, not even, you know, like flirtatious kind of dating or something. Nothing like, it's like, no, it doesn't feel right. It's not, you, what you want is just to have a, you would say, a life where you're doing okay here, a rather successful, good life on your own. But you're not on your own. That's the point. People don't see that, but that's to the outside world. This is what you look like, right? You look like someone who is just doing their own stuff here. That there's nobody else with you, but there is someone. There's someone. There's definitely someone with you here. Definitely. Either it's like you can't let them go, or they can't let you go. The advice card that I get also for this is the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles is usually a card of having too much on your plate, like you're dealing with too much. You're dealing with you would say, a fantasy world, or a, well, not fantasy world perhaps, but it's like you're dealing with two realities. You have you have two realities going on at the same time. You have a reality where this one is with you, and then you have a reality where they are gone. So it's like you are, and maybe that's why this is quite, that you are in a, that there's something you are not aware of, or that it's a tricky situation you are in here. Hearing the call from them here actually makes you step into like difficult territory here. It's like you're dealing with two different, as I said, realities. And the advice card is that you, first of all, you need to be aware of this, of course. I do think you are aware of it, but I'm not sure you are aware how difficult this actually is. Because it means that you are having one story, one reality that is yours. And this is the story you tell yourself. You can hear this. You can hear him here, right? This is one of the realities here. This is one of the realities. The other reality is this one. That he's gone and you are actually like living life on your own here. And you are holding on to the stories of the loss or something. Or we can even say it could be this, that the loss of someone is now keeping you defensive and fighting off other suitors because you want this reality to be yours, not this one, right? That does it make sense? Like you're having an experience of being in two rounds at the same time. Because it's like you cannot not hear him. You cannot not hear him. But it's like when you sit alone perhaps, or when you are alone, you could be either you are grieving that he's not there in person, or you are maybe dreaming about him here somehow. And the other reality is that when you get out in the world, people see you as single. They see you as maybe available. Maybe they see you as attractive. Maybe they do that, right? This This is usually a fine card of being happily single and looking okay and taking care of yourself, like filling up your cups with what you like to do, doing things you like to do, being engaged in things you like to do. And when people view you, they may see you as single, they may see you as, and that's how you talk about yourself, because the one that you are truly engaging with is not visible, like people can't see them. But you may feel they stand right beside me, right? And if you say that, they will just, what? Like, what are you talking about? So it's like having like two realities, two worlds that are, well, it seems like there's a magical rainbow here between them, right? But it is like juggling too much here. Juggling a situation where you on one hand, you seem like you are a happy single person. You could be attractive. You could be having good things going on for yourself. And at the same time, in your heart, you are not single. Like, you're definitely not single. You are definitely engaging in I want to say a different reality. Or, like it's almost like living two timelines, something like that. If this is the one you lost, you could say, if this is the one who is here, like this guy here, that this is this one. Then I would say it's almost like one of the realities here tap into a time where he's alive, right? Where he was still here. Where this is not a reality. It didn't happen. They are still here. That's one of the realities. Like, let's say we talk about if this person died, like physically died from you 10 years ago, then one of these realities would be maybe a time where that was 15 years ago, where they were still alive. Like, that is one place that you can tap into here, where he is present, right? Where he's present. And he was alive and active, and you lived a full life together. And then there's this other time that is now after the break here. And the way you hear him, right? It's like he's right there next to you, whispering in your ear here, playing your favorite tune. It could be, like you constantly hearing this special music that were your song. Like, this was the song you shared. That was your song as a couple. And that's the other reality, right? That you have it's like you have two different ways of existing, like you exist in two realms at the same time. And I think it's because you choose to, right? Because this it's like you can't not hear it. Like, if this wasn't here, like if we took this out of the equation, you probably wouldn't have this, right? It's like it's because you can talk to them, hear them. You hear the music, the song, like the song, your song, or it's a feeling like, again, like they're calling. Your entire cosmos is it's your headline here. Like, they override every other. There's nobody who can come in here who can ever take up this space. As I said, it's like there are these others here that are around you perhaps, but nobody can ever compare or compete with this one. You may feel like when you go to bed at night that, yeah, the bed is empty, but they're still there. It may feel, like more lonely. It may feel like you, again, hanged man can be that, let's say you have children together. Like the life you are living is now, because you are single, maybe it's tougher. Like you need to, because you're not engaging with a new partner who could, put money into your everyday life. You need to do everything on your own. Like you need to take care of everything on your own. But you would rather, I think, like work your way towards this and becoming very stable in this than you would like engage in dating and like because it's like they don't bring the same story. Like they don't have the same message. They are not bringing the same heart or message. Or if this is a divine calling or a calling towards God, it's like you are, the message that is here is kind of, it takes over. It's bigger than everything else. And therefore you cannot not hear it. As I said, it's like, if this is the person we're talking about here, it's like, that is the charisma they had. Like they took the room, right? They engaged with like fully like that. That's why you hear them still, right? They are still on your mind. You still, they still have, like they are still first place for you. Nobody can compare being on the throne. They still sit on the throne. Nobody else can sit in this throne for you. There is no other king to you being the queen here. There is no other king. Like nobody else should ever sit in this position, this throne here for you. I hope I've made this clear, right? It's like there is only one who can sit there. And it could be someone who has literally lit up your life with this enormous fire. They had like maybe a lot of passion. Maybe they were very attractive. Maybe they, like fireworks. They just lit up your entire cosmos, right? Like they fill up everything. And losing them has left you, as I said, celibate maybe, or staying at home, not engaging, not flirting. Like the loss of someone here is it's like that, just there isn't anyone else. Like there will never be anyone else. And well, this is an advice card, so it comes up as just maybe for you to be aware that you are engaging in two timelines at the same time. I feel like it's a lot to juggle. Like you have one awareness, like one way, one engagement with your mind, and then there's this other you need to take care of. Like when people ask you, oh, you're single, right? Do you want to date? Right, then this one comes up, and you actually don't want it, right? You want them not to engage. I feel like you would like them just to let you be, to let you have this life here, this kind of just evolving this into becoming very, very, again, from 9 to queen. When you become the queen here, you are literally owning this, right? You're owning that you are his queen. Like here you become more and more confident and settled in the singlehood, perhaps. Maybe you are not quite here yet, right? You are perhaps still dealing with the loss of someone here. You stay at home, like you're still just, you are tied to the home, maybe obligations, maybe children, maybe, and you are tied there also because you haven't dealt with these feelings here. But here it feels like being very settled, like owning the fact that I'm someone's queen here. I am actually in a relationship here, but people may just not see it like that. You may feel it like that. You've made a choice. When you stand as the queen, that is your hope, like that you can own this at some point. Maybe you can even speak it, and people may just, either they're just like not engaging with you and think you're kind of crazy, or otherwise they say, okay, if that's how you feel, if that is the way you feel about him, if that is the way if that's the call you hear, right? If that's the call you hear, I may not understand it fully, but I'm not judging you, right? And that would be the people you keep in your life then, right? But he is, yeah, like he's definitely the one. He's the one that you would open yourself to. Like there is no one else. I feel like that is it's like they don't have something. They don't have the right thing. They're not offering the right thing. So when they come in here, other suitors perhaps here come towards you, it's like they don't offer the right thing, right? They're not offering me the same at all as this one. Can I get one more card on the Lovers card, please? I would like one more card. So I get the Chariot here. So the Chariot is a card of, it's a watery card. It's usually a card of Pisces and Cancer. We see the purple color here indicating crown chakra. So an intuitive, strong connection here. The Chariot would be that emotionally or consciously or intuitively you put yourself in the driver's seat and you drive towards them, right? You put yourself in the driver's seat and you drive towards the right one, right? The one. Determination and self-control, career advancement and acknowledgement of success by others, it says here. But to me, it definitely comes across as in this case, I wanted a clarifier for this. Like you put yourself in the leadership position. You take charge of your chariot. What's the right way to go for you? It's like but again, I feel like this is it. There is no other choice. Like this is what speaks loudest in the cosmos for you, right? It's like there's no choice. There is no choice to engage here. And well, maybe for some people it may seem a little bit strange, but actually I feel like if there is this calling, like if there's this it's that's how you must see it. It's a story headline a story that is bigger than anything else. And you can't not hear it. That's what the Judgment is about. It's a major arcana. It's huge, right? In like compare it with these other small figures here, how huge this is. Like the tune of this, it could be like constantly in your ear, right? That you can't not engage with this. It's in your dreams. It's when you wake up, while you speak, eat your breakfast. It's and again, you may long for them, right? You hear them all the time. You may long for them, like you may long to, like have times with them, talk to them, hold them, or being held by them, things like that. That there's still things that you are going through, hoping to settle. I feel like to settle your entire like life somehow, to be able to live this life alone, or as seemingly single here, but taken care of like a queen. Like you are not on your own. You're not just left out there in the cold. That you are actually in a good place, successful by yourself perhaps, and inside, right? You're inside here, inside some kind of home here, and feeling settled, right? Feeling settled and calm in what you have chosen, that your life choice is settled. And you can have a fertile, good life here, colorful, fertile, good life, instead of needing to defend yourself here. As I said, if people are like ringing your doorbell here, and you feel like you have to like say no to them, that you really don't want this, right? You don't want people to see you as available somehow. In this case, it feels like you are available. And that's why these wands come towards you. They think you are available, but you are actually not. You want to be in a position where it's very, very easily seen with you, and your energy feel that you are in like settled, right? You are in a settled position. That is not available to others necessarily. You are engaging with something, and quite okay with that, because it is your king here, right? That's the one that you want to be with. Can we have one more card on this King of Wands here, please? So I get Moon card here. Yeah, now again, I feel like, yeah, they are not, I think they are not here. Like they are not, Moon is usually a card that talks about secrets, the unknown. It's, there could be some kind of sadness here. There could be a feeling they are on the moon, like they are separate from you. It could be the feeling that that this is a secret, right? That they are a secret here, that you have to keep them a secret. Because people don't get it, they don't understand. Like they don't understand why this is such a big deal for you, why this is, why you choose this, right? It's kind of interesting how this, well, when I take this other card, when you look at this, can you see the similarity about this, and then this pling that kind of shines everything, and here we have the moon, and then this like that also want to indicate like I know it shows the number, but also like it has this kind of sun-like tune to it, like how these are somehow similar, right? This, it's like there is someone here, right, that they have a way of overshining the moon, like maybe the sadness here, like that someone has a way of coming in and letting you feel a little sun again, letting you feel a little beauty again, or a little does that make sense? Like this guy here from the past is like as I said, they could be a firework, right? They could be like a light ball. They could be very funny and very engaging and very dynamic and very active. They could have a lot of temper and being like a charismatic person somehow. And somehow it's like, even though that there's grief perhaps here, the moon, right? Even though there's grief, they have a way of showing themselves as a flash of light, as a flash of hope, as a flash of, and that's what I think that's what this is about. Like you can hear something here. It's almost like they are telling you that they are not gone, right? That even if you feel the loss of them, like even if you feel this, and when you are alone, you may feel like you are, that you can go out and flirt, you can go out and engage with someone else, that the loss here of them, that you are carrying the loss here with the moon, but at the same time it's like they show up from time to time for you. So there is the loss you are processing, and then at the same time it's like they show up for you, like that you can hear them here, right? It's almost like they don't want to accept the fact that they are gone either, right? That they don't want to accept the fact that they are gone either. If you could, right? If you could, you would go to the moon and find them, right? And sit there with them. If you could, you would leave your body and go there. Maybe you are doing that in your dream. Maybe you're astral traveling to them while you are sleeping. So again, it's like you are grieving them, but at the same time you are engaging with them. Does that make sense? Like that's what I have here. It's a bit cryptic reading, but I hope it makes sense that even though you lost them and you feel that you can't go out and date, the reason why you can't go out and date is because you are dealing with them as living but also as dying, like or as dead, like they are dead but they are also alive. Does that make sense? And this is a lot to deal with. Like it's a lot to handle. That you are both grieving them, and at the same time they show up for you. Like at the same time, that's what I feel like. They show up, like they somehow come out here. They come out and show themselves. From time to time, perhaps, here they show themselves here, right, with the sun here again. They come out. So in the midst of your grieving, or maybe, like when you are at home, you are grieving that they are not there. You're missing them. When you fall asleep, they show up for you. Or like if you just take a nap, or you sit like or you meditate perhaps, it's like they show up, they come in here and they show up for you. So you're sitting, you're having two realities at the same time. Does that make sense? That's what I feel like. It's like they're gone, but they're not gone. It's like they're still there. Like they can't leave you somehow. Can I have a card of the justice also, the judgment card? It's like they're watching over you or something. I also think that they want you to fight off other suitors here. Like let's get a card on this. But I think that it's actually not a choice for you. Like because there is no one else but them for you. Like I think that your heart is totally and utterly committed. That's why like losing them makes it so difficult, right? That judgment card. Yeah, look at this. Like this, I get twin flame energy from this actually. Look at this, the tree of life here. Look at how they are intertwined with each other here. They are your tree of life. They are your roots. They are your joy. They are your crown. You are highly intertwined with them. Life can't be without them. Like it's you can't not hear them. I must say this, it feels like twin flame energy here. That's but I have the feeling that he's not so either he's not, well, I think that he has been, like he must have been somehow of this realm, because you do have a memory here of him. You do know him, like you do have a strong understanding of who he is here. Like a strong personality, very, very yang, very strong, very fierce and hot and attractive and like a light beam, right? But it's like he comes in only from time to time, like when he can bypass the moon here. He needs to bypass the moon to engage with you. When he, like when the moon is moving, he can come in with a sense of flesh here. But he needs to bypass the moon, or you need to bypass the moon, meaning that you must take yourself away from the most terrible story and grief here. When you take yourself away from that, the toughest hardship, the biggest loss, the moon can be grieving, shame, guilt, other kinds of feelings that, or a secret or something, that when you are no longer believe or thinking that, it could be that you need to bypass your some thoughts that you have on your own about what relationship is. That relationships can exist across time and space. I think for you, like, there is no choice, I feel like. But you know, it could be that it's challenging your own way of thinking. It's challenging in a way that I can't both grieve them and put flowers on their grave and talk, and when other people ask me, they tell me how I'm doing after his death. And then at the same time, I'm highly engaging with him, you know, something like that. That is, it could be that this is very difficult. It's challenging your way of thinking also. So you have to bypass your own moon. Like you have to bypass your own way of thinking, your own limitations perhaps here. That if you put limitations on this, or restrictions, or you know, like, is this good or bad? Like, is it good or bad for me to meet him in the astral realm or in your dreams? Is it good or bad for me? A psychiatrist would probably say it's bad for you, because then you are not in touch with reality. Reality is that he's no longer alive and so on. But if he's your root here, if this is a twin flame connection, you share the same soul, you share the same flame. It's like you can't not, like he can't not be part of you then. Like if these are real twin flames, you can. So in my opinion, in such a case here, a psychiatrist can say whatever they want. Like, for me, this would make no sense. Like, if you are engaging with a twin flame here, and they are not alive anymore in this realm, in this third dimensional understanding. In the fifth dimension, they can be well aware or well alive. It's a matter of thinking. It's how you think and how limited your thinking is here. I feel somehow, because look at the intertwining and the roots here and everything, the crowns are intertwined with each other. It's like you can't not hear them here. You can't not hear them. I've said that many times now. It's like, but you can't. You just can't not hear them. It's like, my blood is your blood. My heart is your heart, right? So you can't not engage with them. Even though they are dead, even though you are dealing with like the being like feeling alone perhaps and heartbroken because they are not there. It could even be that this is a person you haven't even met in this lifetime. Like maybe you have never thought you were a twin flame. Maybe you've never had a relationship like this. You've never experienced it. But suddenly you are hearing something here. Suddenly this has come into your life and you don't understand what it is. Like it's literally messing with your mind here. And you just feel a loss here. The Five of Swords could be the feeling of loss. That suddenly it's like you have lost something vital here. It's not fertile. That something is gone. And you hear that very loudly. I feel it's almost like, whether you know this person or not, whether they have been in your life or not, I just feel like they are, you share this. If this is a real twin flame connection, you share the same soul. Like you can't not feel them or hear them or intuit them somehow. But you may need to bypass your own limited way of thinking about life and death and time and space realm and timelines and something like that. You need to maybe bypass. It's like he's right there on the outskirts of your, he's right there, right? Same here. It's like he's right there, right at the edge. Right, so when you work your way through, or you sit in your, let's say, you sit in your grief or something, or Moon can talk about you sleeping, right? That this is a time at nighttime, that when nighttime comes and the moon is there, or during full moons perhaps, that during full moons, that there is, like when the full moon is moving on, like it's moving, right? The moon cycles always change, but when the moon is full and then it starts not to be that full anymore, they are right there. Like that could be where the veil is maybe thinner. This is where you could feel that you could have this feeling of contact somehow. But this could be where this becomes louder. And it's because they are in your veins. Like they are, it's in your blood. Like you can't not feel them. Like look at how intertwined they are here, right? Like this, like it's that close, it's that, and the tree of life, right? Like this is your roots, it's where you come from, it's all that matters. This is the, let me take the book here on this, right? It's just, yeah, that's what I feel like. It's your origin, I feel like also. Like you all originate from the same space, from the same soil, or the same, maybe planet. The tree of life is a sacred symbol throughout the Americas. Its deep roots reach into the lower world, the unconscious. And moon can be unconscious also here. While its branches reach to the heavens, the source of destiny. To be whole in your life's journey, it's important to have deep roots and high branches. A tall tree with shallow roots fails in the first wind. But a tree with deep roots can weather any storm. To find health and balance in your life, reflect on how you dance with your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. If you are too much in your thinking head, or in a world of fantasies and daydreaming, connect more with your roots and physical body. If you are caught in a mechanical doing and you are feeling stuck, not able to imagine a better life for yourself, open yourself to be inspired by the heavens. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. Let your roots and branches be aligned with your heart's longing. And I feel like there is a heart longing here. I can't tell you what's right and or wrong to do in this situation. I just feel it so strongly. Like I feel so strongly that for whom I'm reading for here, that you can't not hear it. Like it's almost like it's your own heart that is calling out. You know, like that your own heart is calling out to them and they are responding. That's the only thing you know. That's the only thing you feel. That's why you can't unhear this. And that's also why the best attempt you can do is to be settled with yourself. Know that this is what life is for you. But it's not a poor life, right? That's the point. It's not a poor life. Actually, it's maybe richer than many other people feel in ordinary relationships. Because this is richer, right? It is richer. It lights up the entire cosmos here. It's richer. That is the point why you are even considering this, why you're even in it. It's because it's richer. Right? It's like your heart is calling for it. That's why it's much richer. And nobody can seem to like challenge that here. What nutrients do you need to add to your soil to grow strong? Right? I can't really like make this up here. The seed of the oak will not grow on barren ground or without the light of the sun. The sun. Maybe we talk about a very sun-like energy here with the wands energy. Right? It's like, and that's why I feel like nobody else, it's like they will never be able to bring that sun to you, right? You will not be able to grow on barren soil here without the light of the right sun. And that's it. Like that's the right sun for you. What dreams do you want to awaken to create a mindful destiny? That's what I feel like she is doing here. Like she is bringing forth like what dreams does she want to have in her life and be settled with that. Like she's made the choice. She has decided this is right for me. No matter what other people may say. I can't really, it doesn't matter to me. If I should be with someone else, it would feel like I'm betraying myself, I'm betraying my roots, I'm betraying him perhaps, I'm betraying the one that I'm engaging with, because it's not real, it's not true, it's not honest, it's not authentic, and it's barren. It will always be barren. It can never be what my heart longs for. Reflect on how you want to blossom, the kind of fruit you want to produce, and where you want to sow your new seeds. Be a conscious creator. That I still feel that. Like again, she is very conscious here when she becomes the queen. She's very conscious of what it is that she also karmically, I think, is sowing here. Or growing, what she wants to grow karmically, right? That what she wants to put in the ground has to be in alignment with like the sun that she's looking for, right? The real sun, like the one she can't ignore here of her life, sun of her life, right? Or like the one here. But it's like he's behind the moon. So there is something that potentially is, but he's right there. Like he's right there. If you could, some of your limitations or grief or sadness somehow, if you can shove it a little bit aside, maybe potentially during full moon seasons or full moon times, he's right there. Like I really feel that. Like he's right there. And he's sending out what he can. He is calling, right, for you to engage. I feel like it could be that you are doing that you do rituals here, where you want to call him forth, where you want him to come forth here and show himself. No matter, it has to do with your crown chakra, your pineal gland. It has to do with the psychic abilities you have. You can hear him somehow, like you clairaudient or something. You can hear him. It's loud, like it's very loud here for you. You're not questioning it. Like it's that voice, that message, that tune or something. That is the entire headline for you. There is no other headline. Nobody can bring in a similar message here for you. That's just how it is. It is your tree of life. It is the one you would want to grow with. That's the soil where you wanna put down roots, or you come from the same place, like you have the same roots. You maybe the same planet, the same origin, the same DNA, the same, and that's why you can hear them. That's why they are so present in your life, even though nobody else can see them. You may need to again look at your limitations, perhaps here. Again, as I said, it felt a little bit like there's something you don't know. You have to research a bit more. Like you don't have the full story. It could be that you hold on to stories here that actually are the moon. That if you could somehow take some of this moon energy away, you would see him more clearly. Like he would step forward more clearly. So your own limitations, your own conversations with yourself can actually limit this, that you could research this even more. That there's something you don't know that is keeping you somehow still trapped in moon energy, or that it's, like there's such a big moon that fills up maybe also your mind, and then such a little sun. So it's like he's right there. But if we could take some of the moon energy away, he would be much bigger, right? So this moon energy, what is this about, right? What kind of limited ways of thinking do we have here? What kind of grief is here, or shame, or feelings of guilt or something is here? That could also be why you're looking for solutions here, right? That you are this detective wanting to figure something out. How can I maybe move my moon here? How can I move my moon? Is the moon movable or changeable? If I can change my deepest fears or my deepest limitations here, I could actually maybe like engage more with him. That would be interesting, right? This is what I feel I have for this Celtic Cross. So a 2-hour reading. I hope you liked it. If this is like for some of you, it feels a little bit specific, so it will not be for everyone. But if you feel like it resonates, please just let me know in the comment section or give me a thumbs up. It's been a while since I've done one of these, but I just felt like it. So that's for you. Take care of yourself out there, everyone. I send you my very best. Love and light to you. Bye-bye.